Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Fortnite Fails. Don't forget to please subscribe, comment, like, share, and watching it. Enjoy.
At the OG factory. So you might be wondering what happened at the OG factories. Most of us were watching the event from Dusty Depot and not the factories. So when all those rockets began constantly exploding and rifting to make the meteor disappear, you might not get it. Basically, every single rift zone around the map spawned a rocket because of the 7 visitors synchronizing. We'll explain more about the actual story behind the event later in the video. And as they flew around in rifts, every single rocket finally locked onto a specific point on the map. And as they all flew into the same exact area, it made the rift larger and larger. Because the rift became so large, it finally propelled the frozen meteor into it, and then the rift teleported the meteor above the 0 point, and the rest is history. Relating to this, I present a theory. Multiple visitors, or did the rockets multiply? There were a series of visitor ships, which raises more questions, but we have to dig deeper to truly understand. And since we're digging deeper, now is a good time to enter code T5G when purchasing any new cosmetics. Now, you probably missed on the visitor rocket, which can be shown with the red visitor logo confirming that each of these ships are the visitors, meaning we very well could be dealing with more than one visitor. It's possible that as the first rocket flew up and into the rift, the other visitors were doing the same, all going through their own rifts and meeting up in one world. But what about the location? Which locations did the rocket travel to? Was there a method or a reason the rockets flew out of the locations it did? Are these locations we'd see replaced on the new map? For those who missed the event, not everyone was lucky enough to get into the game on time. At around 5 minutes before the event, you find most players were unable to find a match. Apparently, there were no more battle buses left. But for the first time in Fortnite, those players also got a mini cutscene of their very own. Wasn't anything like rockets multiplying or a giant comet flying, but even those that didn't see the event were still blinked out of existence. It's brutal that 10 whole seasons later, we're still having login issues before events, but at least Epic Games thought of a way to include those that missed out too. Just imagine being that guy that worries about the storm getting in the way of seeing that event, backs out the whole team to get a fresh match, and then they can't find a match and miss the whole thing. Yeah. That definitely wasn't me. Next up on our list, we've got 11, 146, 15, and 62 on Google Maps. So we've all just finished calming down after this titan of a cutscene, and we get to relax to this little black hole that I'm sure many were staring at for way too long. However, it did actually pay off for those with patience. After a while, several numbers appeared above the hole: 11, 146, 15, 62, phasing in and out over time. It was a secret code. Not long, and the community cracked it. The code was coordinates you could put into Google Maps, and it took us straight to Christmas Island, a place famous for its massive amount of, you guessed it, crabs that walk across the island. Zoom in enough to those coordinates, and you'll see a whole parade of crabs on their march. I don't think there's a deep meaning behind this, except for it being a fun meme with the crab brave. As you all know, they have the crab brave emote in the game, and Fortnite have been trolling us periodically. So the explosion happened. We all kind of flew up into the air, and as we watched time suck up the very map that we've played on for all of this time, people wondered, was it the meteor, like the dinosaurs being wiped out, that destroyed the island? Well, not many people know this, but the 0 point orb may actually have been the explosion, not the comet. Trying to get the best view of an event can always be tricky, especially with that one guy I mentioned earlier who's always limiting players and knocking their builds. You've also got the fact that rockets and main features of the cinematic event were spread out around the island. After the comet got sucked into the rift, it appeared above Loot Lake and shot straight down, bursting through 0 point force field surrounding the area, and what many assume blew up the whole of Fortnite. What happened so fast that a lot of people can't quite see is that the comet gets sucked straight into the 0 point orb, which then appears to be imploding, creating a black hole. This event literally covered the entire map, so if you see any little secrets or facts you notice but think others may have missed, then make sure to let us know in the comments. Fortnite's social media. At the time of the event, Fortnite literally went dark. They didn't just intend for this event to be a normal cinematic. This black hole affected Fortnite worldwide. Fortnite social media worldwide were going absolutely bonkers with Fortnite being down and everyone left staring at this hole, wondering if those blue streaks expanding might be something about to happen. People took to their Instagram and Twitter to find out what was going on. Well, on Instagram, they released 9 photos, all combined to make the same black hole. On Twitter, they deleted every single one of their tweets. That's a lot of history all gone, sucked into that abyss with the rest of Fortnite. With all of these social medias giving no information, soon found the few remaining locations crash. Twitch was raking in hundreds of thousands of viewers at the time of the event. Soon everyone crashed. Also, sites like Reddit, they literally crashed Reddit and Twitch. The visitor transcript. What exactly happened in the event? Well, if you collect the visitor tapes that were scrambled around the map, you can piece them together and listen to the transcript. These have been available for ages, but now they actually make much more sense when you listen to them after the event that has happened. The transcript says things such as, "It must be done," or "We'll lose the bridge forever." We assume the bridge is what connects all 7 versions of the visitor. Then the tape talks about interdimensional matter collisions resolving rather than pushing, which I think refers to when all of the rifts mash together to make a huge rift for the meteor to get teleported. The scientists say, when I hear this again, will it help me remember? Or once looped, will I be just as muted as the others? And it means that he was stuck in a constant time loop and that the other 7 visitors were other versions of him in different timelines. It seems that this tape would be to make him remember when he goes through the time loop again. Finally, the tapes get into the juicy parts of the event. It says, this effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction. Of course, this refers to the entirety of Season 10 being frozen in time, while the visitor built rift zones to send to location. The only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself, which means that the visitor figured out that they had to put the meteor into the 0 point, which was the source of the loop, and somehow use it to contain it. As we know, the plan worked and the map was completely sucked into the 0 point. The 7 know this was going to happen. The visitor says the 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will, in fact, be the end. When the event happened, the beacon at the rocket signaled the 7 to launch their rockets in their timelines so that it would synchronize and be pointed out at the area near the meteor, which caused the entire event to happen. Then, it was the end. Say farewell to the battle bus, but say hello to Fortnite Chapter 2, which, if you hit that subscribe button, I can't promise you'll get anything physical in return, but what I can promise you is some of the best Fortnite content on YouTube. So be sure to hit that sub button, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on anything that happens in-game, and be sure to check out our other videos about Chapter 2 right here.
It's a good video, pirates. Look at Corrosted. Nick Marks.
Positional decision. He's got to go down. That's exactly what he's going to do. Doesn't want to take too much fall damage. He's going to push in the zone. He's in the bottom fighting out. Tifu gets another one. That's 5 elims. Makes it to top 3. 2 left.
And all the loot's falling to Tifu. He's trying to drop on down. Can he drop his opponent in time? Tifu spraying out to build. Here he goes. Are you kidding me? Tifu with the win. And the pop-up celebration.
Oh, look, there's Chad.
Just ahead, just out of sight. Does the player see him?
Bro, this goes crazy as well.
The drop in. Gets the shot off and gets the elimination. Mongrel literally putting on a clinic of why you need to pay attention to what's going on.
Everybody,
are you kidding?
Just fell.
Picks up 3 balls.
Launch pad, he's gonna launch pad off. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? 13 eliminations. There's still 4 players left, including him. Add it down! No way! Are you doing this right now, Mongrel? No way! Top 3 situation now. Gonna get the time for the minis. Still needs to find 2 more.
Skirmish?
Not sure who he's fighting. It's Alec on high ground and then Zur. He actually, Mongrel, took down every single player that we talked about earlier in the lobby. And now reloading the double RPG as well. Zur is gonna go down in another one. Mongrel! Are you kidding me? There is no way you just did that.
Vinny, I'm trying to track him down. We see he's using the balloon, single balloon strategy to try and get as much height in the late game.
Single balloon strategy? It's a back fling, bro! There's no strategy!
Go for it, brother. Gotaga, he's in a world of hurt. So close. Gotaga. He's playing defense, but right now, though, Ninja has control. He's just got to play this one out smart. Look at the health there. You can see the health right on the feed. Ninja tackling up. They're right next to one another as well. This is really tough, and now you're going to see is Ninja's going to start building with brick because he doesn't have any more wood. Ninja's going to be very weak. 19 HP remaining. Gotaga's going in. Oh, the boogie bomb comes through. Oh! Elimination.
Gotaga jumping the dance move. Low. And the team that he'll have an easier time defeating is the guys below him. But if he goes up, and it looks like he might do that,
The single balloon strategy.
it's probably the best play for him. He's running low on mats. He needs to go up. He's dropped down. He gets the double barrel. Takes up both of them. He took out both of them with a double barrel. I told you Liquid Punch is insane with the double barrel.
Him again.
Oh, this clip.
Why not Ninja?
Yeah, we're pushing him.
Oh my god!
Oh no.
I just got exploded! Oh my god!
Build it up, calm down.
I can't!
He's looking for the way to take as little fall damage as possible. He's made it to the low ground. He's skating around. Shot comes in. A limb for Bizzle. Turns onto the player above. That's it! He dingled the floor! He hand cannoned the floor!
Calm down, we got
player
this.
drops! Bizzle with the victory!
Now Ada limbs this game. They've got to go up the side of a mountain, and it's shadow bomb time. Look at how awkward this is. He's getting completely blocked that out. He's deciding to take storm damage. Yes! It's just that. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Be a pretty miraculous way through, but these are our points leaders. Zate is in the open, taking the L in front of the entire field.
Sing, 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 sing!
We get them back.
Sing, sing, sing! Way! He's starting the game! Sing, sing!
The killing spree starts now!
Heads Colton, tails for Cryomi. Zeke is ready. Literally a life-changing moment right here for one of these players for the opportunity tomorrow. Zeke.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the event of ties, we go to coin flip. Now here we go.
Oh, I don't want to hear about this, dude.
Here we go.
Fortnite and their coin flips, dude. And Tifa didn't get the wall.
Tails.
This coin right down here. If he can do this.
Oh, dude!
The win? Oh, he missed it, but gets it with the trap trigger! The fish man!
Why is it 10 people?